Jackie from Bronx Baubles, and I'm super duper excited because I'm doing another interesting video. This video is not on any history or a particular design. Well, it is about a particular designer, but I'm not going to share the history of the designer. What I am going to show you is the jewelry items itself. And I happen to have a special guest. Her name is Iris, and she's off to the corner because she's a little shy right now. And I'm hoping maybe I could, throughout the video, somehow grab her in and she can show herself. But she has an amazing Robert Lee Morris jewelry collection, and so that's the designer we're going to be talking about today. It's Robert Lee Morris. We're just going to show you some of the pieces and maybe a little story about how we acquired them. So if that's your jam, then stay with me and watch the rest of this video. So you know what? Let's just get this video started. Unfortunately, my special guest is a little shy and she doesn't want to be on camera, but she did bring me several of her pieces that I want to share and show you. But I met Iris because she was actually one of the first people, she's looking at me now, she was one of the first people who recognized me in the streets from my YouTube video. So she's very near and dear into my heart because she made me feel like I was a superstar. And I think she's one of the most amazing pickers of vintage costume jewelry out in the wild. And every time I spot her, she has a great, amazing eye for finding fabulous finds, including all of these Robert Lee Morris jewelry. So I hope I can get her to share some of her story with you. So let's get started showing some of her pieces. Here is one of Robert Lee Morris's cuffs. This is so amazing. Iris, where did you get this?
I get it in the thrift store.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How long ago did you get this?
I got it a few months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you remember how much you paid?
Probably $5.
What? Check out this amazing Robert Lee Morris. And honestly, if you know his design work, this is a classic Robert Lee Morris. Something that I would see him doing with Donna Karan with his collaboration with her. This is such a great piece. It also kind of reminds me of the Elsa Peretti.
Elsa Peretti, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it look like that?
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
I think the Elsa Peretti, they're kind of similar in some of the design. If you check.
Yeah,
they're similar design.
Elsa Peretti and Robert Lee Morris share a lot of similar design, a lot of the bone, of the cuffs. So I want to show you this gorgeous piece. Another piece that kind of reminds me of Elsa Peretti. Where did you get this one?
I got it in the same thrift store maybe a month ago, and it's not sterling silver. It's just
gold plate. He probably paid his jewelry with 18 karat or 14, probably 18 karat, right?
Probably, yes.
And for those of you, she has the tag still on it. $4.99 for this great set of earrings. And didn't you tell me you got it on clearance or discount?
Yeah, it's like 75% off.
Oh my God, people! Wow! I'm telling you, she has the most amazing eye.
Most of the jewelry I always try to get on sale.
Yeah, you know, we are pickers. We go out to the wild quite often and we find these beautiful pieces. And you know, it's getting harder and harder, don't you think?
Yeah, it's very hard now.
It's getting really hard. A lot of the places are jacking up their prices. Used to be able to get things, you know, for let's say, you know, $4.99. Now those same items are going for like how much?
Like maybe 20, 40.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competition also now because since the people know more about the thrift stores, so there's more competition.
I think a lot of it has to do with there's more people going into the thrift stores. You used to have a stigma going into the thrift store, and now everybody's going into the thrift store, and they're also reselling the stuff. And so what you used to be able to get back in the days for good prices, you're not able to get them like that anymore. I'm so glad that I bought a lot of stuff before.
Oh, before. I think after the pandemic also, it's something happened during the, after the pandemic. like I don't understand. It's just different. You don't find good stuff anymore,
Nope.
and the prices are too high.
I think that I think I have to find a new sourcing place to get these items for better prices because our honey hole is pretty
Getting dry.
it's getting dry. So here's another amazing Robert Lee. This is a classic Robert Lee Morris design. This like, I don't know, this, it almost looks like bone, almost like a rib cage. And then it has this lapis lazuli. How do you say this blue stone? What do you call it?
Lazuli, something like
Ah,
that.
okay. Some people call it lapis lazuli. Some people call it lapis lazuli. I think there's different ways to pronounce it. You know, tomatoes, potatoes, potatoes.
I think it looked like you know, how you say about the design, like
Egyptian, maybe?
yeah, more or less.
You
Yeah.
think it's Egyptian?
Maybe.
Only because in the Egyptian jewelry they use a lot of lapis lazuli. You
Yeah.
know, in the flower tombs and things like that. And just, I don't know, this triangle shape kind of reminds me of the pyramids. And look how, oh my God, this looks so amazing with this yellow shirt, doesn't
Yes,
it?
yes. Yeah.
This is a nice piece of lapis lazuli. It's really, really nice. And where'd you get this one?
I believe like $13.
Wow. I don't think you can get them for that price anymore.
No, anymore, no. It's just very different. Like I said, it's a lot of competition now.
I don't know. Either we're going to need to change what we buy or change where we go, or maybe we just have to pay the higher prices to get what we want. But
Yeah.
things are different now. So look how beautiful this is. And I'm so glad she got it because this is a stunning, stunning piece. Let's go on to this one now. This is a little bit different than some of the other pieces we were showing. But this is definitely a Robert Lee Morris. No, this is...
Donna Cameron.
Right, this is a Donna Karen, his collaboration with her. It has almost, what would you call this, an exotic motif? A little bit more on the wild side because of the leather.
Yes,
and brass.
It's just different. Like I never saw jewelry from the design.
This is definitely a Robert Lee Morris. Maybe
Yeah,
some of
if you
his
check
earlier
the,
works,
If you
right?
check the book, you could find a couple of pieces in the book that it looks similar.
Yeah,
to
definitely. Yeah, this is the Donna Karen, probably from the 80s even, earlier.
That's what I think, yeah.
Yeah, and the leather cord, these stations, they don't move. And the most important thing here is that clasp. Look how beautiful and unique that clasp is. And speaking of the book, here is an amazing Robert Lee Morris book, The Power of Jewelry. Oh my gosh, this book here has amazing pictures of Robert Lee Morris's, his unique pieces, I would say.
Yeah, he have new pieces.
Yeah. And I actually gifted this to Iris because I knew she was a big fan of Robert Lee Morris, and I happen to have an extra one of these books, and so I was so happy to be able to give her this book, and I'm so glad she appreciates it. So for all you guys out there, this is a great book. It has fabulous pictures of Robert Lee Morris's jewelry. Oh, here, look at this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have like.
This is exactly like,
Yeah, I have like it's very similar.
very, very similar. There it is. These pieces are from 1982, so the early 80s, very early, versus some of his other pieces that go in the 90s with his collaboration with Donna Karen that are a little bit more like this style. And so in this book, it's almost similar to this one. This one's in silver. Do you think that a lot of Robert Lee Morris's jewelry is silver versus the gold? The gold is a little harder to come by.
I think the silver is very hard to combine.
The silver?
The silver, sterling silver, yeah.
I think when you're looking for Robert Lee Morris jewelry, they have a very distinct style, and his markings, they could either be Donna Karen, RLM, Soho, RLM Studio, and you actually have a piece here that has his etch signature. I haven't even seen one of these yet. This is the first time I've ever seen with his etching. So this, I think, is a specially made piece, you would think?
No, I think there's the new ones. The new
Oh,
ones
this
that-
is part of the new collection that is etched with that signature like that?
Yeah.
because most of the other ones have that little hanging tag, you know. I actually like the etching much better.
Yeah.
I think it gives it more of a personal touch. So tell me about this piece.
That one, it was a long time in the thrift store and nobody really
Looked at it?
looked at it, and I was surprised. But then I have a earring that looks similar, so that's why I checked. You know, I said, oh, I think this looks familiar for me.
So tell me where you got these earrings.
I got those in TJ Maxx. Sometimes they have good jewelry.
Yeah, they do.
TJ Maxx.
I bought many special pieces in TJ Maxx and their jewelry. Definitely check out their jewelry. How did you learn about Robert Lee Morris?
I know, you know, watching YouTube, I learned. Before I watched you, I already knew a little bit because you know some of the other ladies that they know a lot about jewelry, so they talk about it.
Yeah. All of the YouTubers that do jewelry know about Robert Lee Morris and talk about him. And so that's a really good place for you to learn about a specific designer and then go down the rabbit hole and look into it a little bit more and purchase books like this. They're really, really good sources so that you can get your eye familiar with the different designs. And what's unique about the book is that you can see the progression of the 1980s, because if you don't know a lot about Robert Lee Morris, you wouldn't necessarily know that this designer is the same as this designer, which is the same as this designer. I mean, these are 3 different designs, but they're all Robert Lee Morris. And in this book, you'll see all of those designs. So just like Iris here, she can look into a counter and spot potential Robert Lee Morris because of his unique designs.
So I would say a good tip is when you go into the thrift store and you see a design and never show so much like I see some of the women when they go, they show up, they get so excited. You know what they do is that they see you excited, the next time you go, the prices are going to be higher. So that when you go there and you see a designer, don't show no emotion. And just,
Yes. You have to have a poker face.
yes, and just go, you know, and just tell them, you know, I want to see this, but don't show too much emotion because now they already know. They're learning from the person who go there. They're learning.
Especially if they know that you know what you're talking about. Iris is known in the thrift store as somebody who knows what she's talking about and she knows her pieces. So if they see Iris looking at a piece, they'll try to scoop it right from underneath her, literally. No exaggeration.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful.
That's another tip. Like, don't leave your stuff there and come back later. Buy it right away because
So important.
it happened a couple of times. Like I said, let me just go look around, and when I come back, the piece is not there.
Yeah. So, tips from a veteran thrifter. But Iris, we gotta find some new ways of getting our stuff because this old way is not gonna be working for us much longer. Our honey hole is drying up. So that was Iris's selection, and I'm gonna show you now some of the pieces in my collection. One of my favorite pieces from Robert Lee Morris is the Ginkgo collection. Here is a beautiful brass Robert Lee Morris RLM Studio Ginkgo pendant, and it comes on this silk cord with the tag and with this matching earrings. I found this at a thrift store, and then I found this online, I believe at Etsy, and I loved it so much I wanted the set because, as you guys know, I have complete set syndrome, so I have to complete my sets. Do you have that affliction, Iris?
Yes, somehow.
Do you try to like complete some of your sets? Like, if you
Yeah.
oh, you did because you did that with the earrings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have it.
Yeah.
A lot of us collectors have that disease. I loved it so much that I also got it in sterling silver. This is Robert Lee Morris Studios. And if you have any doubt to which direction the ginkgo should be in, it should be this way, cupped forward. because it's marked on the back. It's the same exact mold. This is in brass, and then this is silver. Which would you like, the silver or the brass?
The brass I like better.
You like the brass better? I like both of them. I think I like the brass better too. Now, this is torque, and the torque is sterling silver, but it's not a Robert Lee Morris torque, although a lot of his, he has a lot of designs. I just happen to have this, and so I put the pendant on it, and I think it looks really nice. Here is a necklace that I purchased maybe about 2 months ago, relatively recently, and I bought this at our honey hole. And it was like $24.99 for this necklace, which is usually on the higher end, but now the $24.99 is kind of common. In fact, they would probably price this at $39.99. Yeah, they would jack the price up on this one. And this is a DKNY 1993. I actually, because I suffer from that affliction, I found these earrings at Etsy, and I purchased them because I love them so much. And when you get sets, there's always a premium for them, right?
Yeah.
So if you get like the necklace, if you can find the earrings, and if you can find the bracelet, even better. And if there's a brooch, add that to it, and then you have what they call a parure. This here is a demi parure, meaning that it's only part of a set.
Right.
Yeah, I saw the bracelet to this one, and I wished I bought it. By the time I went back to look for it again, it was already sold. So I probably would be, because I have that affliction.
I've never saw that place before.
No?
No, never.
I love it. Isn't it gorgeous?
Very nice. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And coin jewelry never, ever, ever goes out of style. I mean, it's been going on since the Roman times. People are wearing coin jewelry. It's just beautiful. And this are clip-on earrings. Fabulous, fabulous set. And I think it was definitely worth the $25, even though I complained. This is a really, really nice classic. And what I love about the toggle is that it does look like a little chicken bone. Something Elsa Peretti would have designed.
Yes.
Right? Here is a Robert Lee Morris. This is Iris's piece, and this is a piece that I found in the wild maybe 6 months ago. I don't remember how much I paid for it. It has just a little dangly thing here, and I actually didn't know that this was a Robert Lee Morris until I got it home, and then it says RLM Studio. Look at how beautiful layering it.
Yes, they look nice together.
I love the mixed metals on this one with the brass and the sterling silver. That's what happens when you're like me and Iris. We're kind of like jewelry hoarders. We also hoard other things, but one of the things we hoard is jewelry. The pitfall to that is that sometimes when we're looking for a particular piece, we sometimes can't find it. And Iris was a little late here because she spent 2 hours
looking for that necklace.
Looking for that particular necklace which she wanted to bring here. Maybe if she finds it before I put up this video, I'll put up a picture of it.
That was my first necklace I found.
Yeah. It's the first ones that usually ends up being like your favorite, right? Because you love it so much.
As a matter of fact, in that particular store was one of the first designer necklace that I found, and it was like I wasn't even looking for no brand in particular. I just like the design, and it's just different. So
here is another Robert Lee Morris necklace that I found. This one is Soho, so this is probably the lesser brand, but again, it still has that Elsa Peretti look to it. It has like these little globs of paint, or I don't know what, but it's really, really interesting. And look how pretty that looks.
yeah, very nice.
Sometimes when you put it on your body, and especially against a pretty bright blouse like this one, it just pops. Really, really pretty. And here is another one of his designs. This one is RLM Soho, so it's not one of, and you know what, you can really tell the difference between this one and this one. The leather on this doesn't lay straight. It's not as heavy. This, for a little pendant, has a nicer feel to it. You can definitely tell the difference. I mean, I don't think it's, I still think it's beautiful.
It's very beautiful. It's nice.
Yeah. Still beautiful, but I definitely still prefer this.
Once you you check the different jewelry, you could tell which one is better than, with better quality and stuff.
I think that comes with experience, right? The more you touch things, because jewelry is tactile. You look at it, you want to grab it, you want to hold it. And, it's nice to see pictures, but better to hold it in your hand because this holds better. It has some weight, whereas this is a little bit more flimsy, although the pictures on this will probably be better than this.
Yeah.
Because of the crystal. So, and the more you look at jewelry and the more you study it in books and online, the more you visit your friends and look at their collections and you look at your collections, you just become a little bit more of an expert on finding jewelry. And when you look at a counter and you see all the jewelry lined up, you can almost like pick the ones you want.
That's what really, most of the time, that's what I do. You could tell, like, which one talking to you. Wow.
Yeah. Sometimes when I go to the store and Iris is there, I say, Iris, what do you think about this? If I'm not too sure, she'll say, yeah. She'll go, oh no, that's a good one. So we help each other out in a lot of ways because even us experts, it's always nice to have a second opinion, somebody with a second set of eyes. Somebody who knows enough about jewelry that can help you out a little bit. That's why it's always good to have friends like Iris.
It's good. The good thing about the thrift store and all the stores is that sometimes they don't know what they're putting up there.
So many different things about jewelry. And so they don't know everything. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. So, even we miss things sometimes. When she was looking at this necklace, she was surprised that nobody picked it.
It was there for a long time.
Yeah. And I might have even passed it by,
Yeah, probably,
I might have even passed it by. I mean, if it was laying like this and somebody saw the etching, they would have grabbed it right away. Because once you see things like that, you know that they're artisan pieces. So here is another RLM Soho. Again, the quality is not there. Sometimes that's the downfall to designers who go, mass produce things and they go mainstream. They lose some of the quality of their pieces. When you look at this book and you see some of the gorgeous artisan pieces that he used to create, and then you see things like this, I mean, honestly, if I didn't see the RLM in the back, I probably wouldn't have bought this. But because it's RLM and I knew I was going to do a video on it, I grabbed it up. But these are, they're nice, but they're not probably one of my favorites. What do you think?
I mean, the design is probably nice, but just the quality is not the same.
No, it's not. So here is another Robert Lee Morris. This one says brass, china, RLM, studio, and then the necklace has RLM studio 925. So this is mixed metals. You have the brass and you have the concentric circles in sterling silver on a beautiful sterling silver chain. And I actually found these earrings separately, and the earrings have RLM Studios Mexico. So that's interesting. This one says Mexico. It's a really nice, design of Robert Lee Morris. I actually like his more bulky stuff,
Right.
And so last but not least is this fabulous lariat style necklace. This is a really, really nice piece. This one is like a lariat style, so it goes around and then you flip it. It kind of goes like that. This has a sort of fingernail tips because it looks like fingernails. And it's on one of these, you see the RLM Studio 925, but it's mixed metals because you have sterling silver, you have, what would you call this gold? Just gold tone? Or brass, right? And then you have the copper, and then you have the snake chain. Actually, I think this might be one of my favorites, is this one.
I think, you find some in the book. You find
Something similar, right? I think this is a really, really funky, cool, kind of reminiscent of some of his older works.
Yes.
And I would say that this is definitely not one of his least expensive. It's probably middle of the line type design, but still just beautiful. With that, I hope that you enjoyed taking a look at some of these pieces of jewelry. I think they're fabulous. I love it. Iris still doesn't want to come out in public with me. Maybe next time, because I think we could all learn a lot from Iris, and I want her to come back. I definitely think that you guys are going to really enjoy the things that she has to say, the things that she has to share. She knows what she's talking about, and she does an amazing job finding some incredible finds. And I hope that maybe next time she feels comfortable enough to come out here and join me. She's an amazing person, and I'm so thrilled, and I feel so blessed to have found her and that she's a part of my life. And I hope she comes back for more future videos. So with that, I'm going to give you lots and lots of love, mucho amor, and help a sister out. The algorithm needs your help, and I need your help. I really need to get to that 1,000 mark, and I can only do that with your help. So make sure you subscribe, leave me a like, and also, out of all these pieces of Robert Lee Morris jewelry, tell me which one is your favorite and why. And also, if you would like me to do a more in-depth history of Robert Lee Morris's background. He's got a whole history, and I think that you might want to enjoy that. So if you do, let me know. So with that, ciao! All right, that's it. Yes. Hola familia. If you like my content and want to be part of this vintage costume jewelry tribe, don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. Love to hear from all of you. Ciao.